Imagine if you get a call from someone today asking if you can speak at an event next week. It's your ideal audience, the perfect platform, and something you've been looking for. How would you feel? Would you be excited? Or would you feel nervous and hesitate because you don't feel ready? Well, today you're going to discover how you can always be ready when the perfect opportunity comes your way to deliver a powerful message that not only captivates and converts, no matter when or where opportunity strikes. Hi, I'm Lisa Vanderkwaak, a certified executive speaking coach, and I learned this the hard way. I missed so many opportunities because I didn't feel ready. So I want to pass on to you some of the things that I've discovered in my journey so that you can avoid having those embarrassing moments or just even missing opportunities. I want you to be ready so you can take these 3 key steps to ensure that you're prepared to say yes with confidence every time the perfect opportunity comes your way. And they will come, but they're going to come even more after you implement what you're about to learn. But before we talk about those 3 steps, let's talk a little bit about why many speakers or emerging, even experienced speakers miss opportunities. Well, many speakers fall into 2 categories. Well, 2 traps. First of all, they think they need to create a brand new message for every opportunity, which leads them to overwhelm. Do you know what I'm talking about? Has that ever happened to you where you feel like, I've got to create a whole new message and it takes you weeks and months. So of course you don't feel ready because even if you had the time to put it together, maybe you didn't have the time to prepare it or to practice it adequately. And so you step into it not feeling confident or clear. And that is a big trap. But what about if you had a message that was ready to go like that? And that's one of the keys. But before I get there, the other trap that many speakers fall into is that they lack clarity. They lack clarity in their message and they lack the confidence in their delivery. So they hesitate and miss the moment. Has that ever happened to you? Well, here's the good news. Preparation does not have to be overwhelming. When you have the right tools and the right strategies in place, you'll be ready to step up every single time an opportunity comes your way. So let's dive into the 3 things that you need to do to always be ready for your ideal speaking opportunity. The first one, as I alluded to earlier, is creating a signature talk that you can adapt. So the first thing is being able to have a clear, concise, and compelling signature talk. Did you know that your signature talk is your core unique message, your go-to presentation that highlights not only your expertise, but it also resonates deeply with your ideal audience? But here's the secret. Your signature talk shouldn't be rigid. You should design it in such a way that it's flexible so you can adapt it for different time frames, different audiences, or platforms. So how do you do that, you may ask? Well, this is exactly what I had to learn after bombing at a speaking event where I was given 60 minutes to speak. And when it came time for me to speak, the event organizer leans over. She says, Lisa, I'm really sorry, but we're way behind in our schedule. I had to cut your time in half. I don't know what you would have done, but I did only what I could do in that moment because I didn't know anything else to do. And probably what most emerging speakers or new speakers would do. I took my notes, stepped up to the platform, and I began to speak as fast as I could to get out all the information that I had prepared. Well, isn't that what was more important, right? All that information going out? Well, I was proud of myself and I felt thrilled after the 30 minutes thinking, oh, great, I did it. I got everything out. That was until I looked up and I realized I had completely lost my audience. It was the most embarrassing moment of my life. I looked over at the event organizer. She couldn't even look me in the eye. And I don't blame her. After I got off that stage and went home, I couldn't even look myself in the eye in the mirror because I had failed the audience. I had bombed royally. After that, I almost threw in the towel, believing that I just wasn't cut out for speaking. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had those moments where you felt like, okay, I'm just not cut out for this? But deep down, you knew that you were called. And that was until my coach taught me a powerful method of creating a signature message that is flexible and one I could adapt on the fly. And this structure that I learned is so powerful that after I began to implement it, I got more speaking gigs in a month than I did the whole year prior. Not only that, my business grew and my income tripled. So it's not enough just to slap together 3 to 5 key points and go through them as fast as you can, or ramble on when you're trying to fill in time. No, you need to be strategic and prepared in moments' notice when something changes and you need to be able to adapt. So if you want to be able to be always ready to step into a speaking opportunity, it will be wise for you to create your message using a proven framework like my Power Message framework that I teach my clients, that allows it to be structured and efficient and clear and concise, but also easy to adapt in the moment. And then after you have that, to begin to practice delivering your talk in different formats. And then you can condense it and expand it at will without compromising impact. You can do a 5-minute, 10-minute talk, 20-minute, or a 60-minute keynote using the same signature talk framework. When you have a prepared core message, a polished signature talk, you'll never have to start from scratch. And you'll always be speaking out of that place of overflow. You know, just a short while after I bombed at that event, I got a call from an international speaker who I knew. And she asked me, she said, Lisa, I'm really sorry, but I'm slotted to speak for 3 times in an upcoming conference and I can't go. We have a family crisis and I'm calling to ask if you would fill in. My first internal thought was, but I'm not you. I've got a different message. They don't know me. But out of my mouth came, yes, I'll be happy to do that. And I went on to speak at that event. Oh, by the way, it was just in the following week. She had just given me 5 days notice. I went on to speak at that event, spoke 3 times, got repeat business, got some clients out of it, and it was a great, successful time, both for the audience and for myself. Now, I'm not telling you that to brag or anything. I want to ask you the question, what do you think made the difference for me? Just a short while before that, bombing at an event, not able to adapt, to being able to now say yes and step into that opportunity and do it with confidence, clarity, and competence. What do you think made the difference? Well, it's that proven framework that I just talked about. It's because I took my coach's advice and decided to create and deliver my message using this Power Message framework. I learned how to adapt it on the fly, but also to be ready to say yes and go when the opportunity knocked. So the second step is to know your audience and outcomes. Now, you might have a signature talk, but maybe you fail to understand that within each audience, there's also going to be different needs and different outcomes that they want. Now, a lot of speakers, in fact, most speakers fail to do this and don't understand maybe why they're not having the kind of impact that they desire. You need to understand who you're speaking to. You need to understand who your audience is and what is the outcome they want and how you can help them. You can't connect with your audience if you don't know who they are and what they need. Every speaking opportunity is about service. It's not just about sharing your story. It's about serving your audience at the highest level. So here's how you can prepare for this. Create a profile of your ideal audience, their challenges, their goals, and what transformation they're seeking, because your message often is geared towards an ideal audience. However, sometimes you speak to a wider audience that contain within it a sub audience that is your ideal audience. But you always want to be mindful of who you're speaking to and what nuances to shift and change when you give your presentation or your delivery of your message. So you need to be clear on the outcome of your talk and then contextualize that for the specific audience that you're speaking to. You need to be clear on, are you inspiring them, educating them, or motivating them to take action? Which is it? And then this is really key. Have a set go-to questions that you can ask the event organizer ahead of time to tailor your message so they feel like it's fresh for them. For example, you could ask him or her, who's in the audience? What is the purpose of the event? What do you want the audience to take away from my message? And so when you know your audience better and your goals better, you can show up with intention and with confidence. So first one is you need to have a proven framework for a signature talk that you can easily adapt. The second one is you need to know your audience and the outcome. And the third step is this: develop a consistent practice of preparation. What do I mean by that? Is make preparation a lifestyle, not a last minute scramble. Come on, you know what I'm talking about, right? Trying to push it in there the day before or the morning of. Confidence comes from consistent preparation. If you're only thinking about your message when opportunities come, you'll always feel behind and not ready. You need to make speaking a daily discipline. How do you do this? Well, you practice regularly. Dedicate time each week to rehearse your talk, refine your delivery, practice condensing and expanding it with the proven framework. And the beautiful thing is you have a stage and an audience in your pocket right here if you have a smartphone, which I believe you probably do in today's age. And then you can begin to share bits of your core message on social media. Test it out. You become clearer, you become more confident, but also you begin to attract your right fit audience or tribe, as they say. And when you know your tribe, you know your purpose. So, alongside of that, you can keep a toolbox, whether it be on your phone or on your computer, a library of stories, quotes, and examples that you can plug into your talks as needed that's relevant to your talk, but maybe helps to contextualize it for the specific audience. And if you are if you're a faith person, then stay ready spiritually and mentally to be able to speak from the overflow. If this is important to you, then to align your preparation with prayer and seeking God's guidance for your message so that with each different audience, you can also have a fresh overflow of how you deliver and approach that particular audience. You see, when you're consistently preparing, you'll be ready to say yes at a moment's notice. You won't hesitate. Now, I'm not saying you may not be nervous. That's okay, but that can be overcome as well. There's all kinds of hacks for that. So let's recap the 3 things that you need to do to always be ready to say yes to your ideal speaking opportunity. One is create a flexible signature talk using a proven framework that allows you to adapt on the fly. Second, know your audience and the outcomes that you want to deliver. Third, develop a consistent practice of preparation to build your confidence and competency. When you're prepared, you're not just ready for the moment, you're ready to create a memory that impacts the audience beyond the stage. If you want to dive deeper into any of these strategies or learn how to create your own signature talk using my proven message framework, I would love to help. Let's connect and get you ready to step in confidently into your next big opportunity. You can also grab my free Speaker Success Toolkit at speakergift.com. You know, the great Les Brown once said, it's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and be prepared. My coach and mentor, Craig Valentine, who is also the 1999 world champion of public speaking, said, don't just get ready, stay ready. I like to say it like this: when you're prepared, you won't have to wait for opportunity. Opportunities will have to line up and wait for you. If you found value from this, don't forget to click the like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and check out some of my best and free resources at speakergift.com. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time. As you're listening today, you may have felt prompted to say, I want to become a much better speaker. I want to be able to speak with confidence, clarity, and transformational impact. I want to invite you to check out the link in the comments below, wherever you're listening to this. Your voice is an instrument of transformation and needs to be heard, so let it be heard.